You know, it had always been around in my life. My dad really, he listened to lots of great music, so I was exposed to tons of like jazz, blues, and folk and 60s classic rock. So I grew up listening to music nonstop in my house. I had a couple tapes I got for a birthday when I was real young. You know, I was 9, 10, something like that. One was the Four Tops Greatest Hits, so like golden oldies, and I loved that tape. And then the other one was Run DMC, Raising Hell. Yeah, and it had Aerosmith with them doing Walk This Way. And I loved the guitar, but I also kind of loved the flow of the vocals. It was the first time I'd heard rap or hip hop. My sister took me on a trip up to Springfield to Penny Lane. And, you know, she went for her reasons and I went because there were posters and stuff like that, you know. I was only 13, so I didn't know a whole lot about where I was going, other than they had cool incense and stickers and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And on the way up, she played a cassette called Kiss the Sky, and it was a compilation of Jimi Hendrix greatest hits. And I remember literally saying, like, who are these guys? And she said, no, it's no these guys, it's one guy. It was more than just notes and just music. It was like a painting in the air that you could hear. And it blew me away. And then when I found out that he was African American, in the world he was in, with the civil rights movements going on and the war going on, he was kind of living in a white person's world and still somewhat being accepted, you know. So it was a really big change and a really big step forward for, you know, black population. I had an attic room. It was like the 3rd story, so my parents really wouldn't walk up and check on me any more than they absolutely had to. So when I was supposed to be doing homework or supposed to be going to bed, I would be up playing. Like, they just kept going and going, couldn't stop. I remember learning Stairway to Heaven. I think I learned it in like a sitting, you know, which the sitting was like 3 hours, you know, but I didn't think of it that way back then. It didn't take long. That summer, I turned 14, and then I was between 8th grade and 9th grade, so I was going into high school, and I hung out with my sister a lot. Again, she had a lot of musical experience, just knowledge. She played a little bit of everything, and then I met a lot of her friends. She's 7 years older, and they all played. Before you die. I kind of knew it was what I wanted to do. Sometimes some of the better songs, I would say, come quick, you know, within a half hour sometimes. Maybe sometimes I sit down, you know, wake up in the middle of the night and I've just got a notion or a feeling or just some kind of faint hint of something, and I just start writing and it all just spills out. And I pick up a guitar and start putting stuff to it and it just comes together. And in that instance, I think that's less songwriting process, and I almost look at it as more like something happening to me or through me. You know, I don't know or try to really figure out exactly what that is, other than me coming into touch with it. I don't try to label it or make assumptions as to who's giving the gift, you know. I just try to stay natural and in the moment with it and accept it, be grateful for it. You know, coming out of tough times, there's a lot of raw emotion there to express, and a lot of typically knowledge and growth that happens through tough times. When I'm in a crowd, my favorite experiences with bands are when they can really pull you in and make you not feel separate. And that's a lot of what I like to do. The real simple thing is it's kind of a break too, you know. As much as it does put you in contact with your emotions, it also gives you some freedom from the everyday. You know, it's a breather back to what life really is. You know, it's a way we interact with each other. It's a way we come into touch with how we feel. You know, it keeps us grounded, feet on the ground, head in the stars kind of thing. I would say there is a place, more of a state of raw experience, where whatever is going on is absolutely as real as it can be. But it's a connection, I think. I feel the least isolated and alone when I'm in the middle of the music. But I don't really care to put on a performance. You know, that word is not really in my whole thinking process of why I play. I'm not performing. Performing to me almost implies I'm doing something that's not natural, like I'm putting on a show, when this is what I would be doing if you were sitting in my living room. You know, I think what really happened is I kind of redefined, you know, my notion of success. You know, and so many people have to do things that they don't particularly like or wouldn't choose first, you know? And to me, just being able to live your life the way you want to and do what it is you love and be who you are is success. There's always more to learn, always more to be discovered. The world and life and the universe is a dynamic thing, constantly changing and growing and moving into the future. So as long as I'm living, and maybe beyond, I don't know, I'll be growing and changing with it and progressing. So, you know, I don't think there is an arrival, and if there is, I probably already arrived, you know, so. Hendrix has a line in one of his songs that said, I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. You know, I think there's a lot of truth to that.